What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to go through my add-ons, and we're going to talk about the add-ons that I use in terms of gold making in general, because the last video that I made about my add-ons in general was, well, it's a couple of years old and it's really outdated, and I constantly get asked what add-ons I use and if there's a list of the add-ons that I use. So the add-ons that I'm gonna mention right now is add-ons that I've had for extremely long time that I constantly use. There is some add-ons that I use in periods of time, such as candy buckets, whenever there is like an event that would require me to fly around and pick up stuff like candy buckets, obviously. But we're gonna go through like the general everyday add-ons that I use. So we have the first one, which is Auctionater. Auctionater is an auction house add-on that I use only to sell single items, such as pets and expensive items, like super expensive items. But I also use it for materials, and that is because I don't, like, most of you guys, if you use TSM a lot, you've definitely fucked up in some way. Well, most of us have. Like, TSM I've posted the items for way less than it should have posted, and so on. So I just find Auctionator really good in terms of posting like materials and battle pets and so on, because it gives you like a really simple overview of what you're selling. So basically you just hold down Alt and you click the item, and it's going to search through all the pages, and you automatically gonna land at the cheapest price, where you can set your how much gold you should undercut with, right? So it's quite easy. You're going to see per item the buyout price, and it's really easy to use to make sure that you don't fuck up. And let's say you have a big stack of deep sea sats in, so you don't want to sell it for 29 gold, but you want to sell it for 37 gold, if that is what the big stacks are for. You can simply just click that stack that you want to undercut, and it's automatically going to undercut it, so you don't have to manually type anything in. It's super easy to use. I use it daily, but as I said, if I want to post 2,000 transfer items, I obviously can't use Auctionator to manually post every single item on the auction house. So Auctionator, great add-on to have in addition of TSM. I will, by the way, put a list down below with all of these add-ons, so you guys can check that out afterwards. The next one is Can I Mog It? It's not necessarily related to gold farming, but just because so many people ask me what these symbols on my items are when I make videos, I'm quickly going to explain it. So it's basically just to keep track of what items you've added to your wardrobe, where this blue check mark is like an indicator that you already added this item to your wardrobe. The yellow star means that you haven't added the item to your wardrobe, but you can't add this item to your wardrobe because it's not the right set of armor for your class. So if I were to send this chest off to a cloth wielder, I would get an orange cross indicating that you can learn this item, but you haven't, right? So that is Can I Mog It? The next add-on is Kill Track. Kill Track is the add-on that I've used in many BFA videos, and it will count every single kill that you and your group members do, and you can see how many kills you do per minute or per hour. So it's a good indicator to see how good your group is doing, how good is exactly this farm, because if you're just going in the blind, you think that you're doing a spot then that's really good, but in reality you have no clue how many mobs you're killing per hour, so you can actually tell if it's better than a previous spot that you've been doing. So Kill Track, it does what the add-on says it does. It keeps track of the kills that you do. So it's great for farming, it really is. Then we have my probably favorite add-ons in the game, and that is Loot Appraiser. Everyone knows what Loot Appraiser is at this point. You kill mobs and everything that you loot will show up on this list with the estimated market value. So it's a nice way of keeping track of how much gold am I making, and there will be a pop-up in the middle of your screen if you get something of great value, which you can set yourself. Like you can select when it should ping. Like my threshold is set to 1,000 gold, so if I loot an item that has a value of more than 1,000 gold, it's going to pop up in the middle of my screen. And then we have kind of like a similar add-on, but it's called Ludicrous Challenge. And it does the exact same thing as Ludicrous, but this time you can invite your friends to come and farm with you, so you can see how much gold you make, and you can see how much gold your friends make. So definitely my top 2 add-ons in the game. I love them. It just makes farming so much more fun. So get those and join me on my live streams when we go farming in the Ludicrous challenges. The next one is Postal. And Postal is just great because it allows you to... I'm not a big fan of TSM mailing. TSM mailing is great when you're doing cleanouts because it gives you a good overview to like withdraw, buyout, like buys and sales and cancels and so on. But in terms of sending items, it's so much easier to just hold down a key and just target everything or just instantly send things to your tune. So definitely Postal must-have add-on. I absolutely love it. And then we have the next add-on, which is Scrap. One more add-on on the top, probably top 3, right? Scrap is so good because I do a shit ton of farming, transmog farming in general. So basically, I just go into my key bindings, add-ons, and then I select the key that I want to mark the junk items with. And then I just mark the items that I want to automatically vendor. Like, let's say I want to vendor these items right here. I mark them, they get the coin. And every time I visit a vendor, it's just automatically going to vendor these items off. I don't have to click every single item to vendor it off. Just mark every single item and they will be automatically vendored. So click it to not mess this up. Don't want to vendor these items. So Scrap must get add-on, makes farming way, way, way smoother. Go and grab it. And then you have my final add-on, which is TSM. So I'm going to make a whole separate video about TSM. I've already made one, but I'll make a new one for TSM for BFA. So TSM, as you guys have probably heard about right now, I would say that TSM is a necessary add-on for gold making if you're operating with like big scale, if you're doing transmog farming, for instance, transmog crafting, anything like that. But if you're a simple guy and you just go out, you farm a couple of materials, maybe a couple of battle pets, like as long as you're not messing around with like multiple items, it can be multiple materials, but like multiple transmog items especially, you need to get TSM because posting without TSM is painful. It takes too much time. TSM is absolutely amazing in terms of transmog selling, at least. Most people use every function of TSM. They like to do their shopping on TSM. They like to snipe on TSM. I'm a simple guy. I just have my groups and operations and I click one button and it's going to scan the auction house and post all of my transmog items. And that is pretty much every single add-on that I use every single day. I do have more add-ons, but they're not really needed. Like map cores, for instance, the details and candy buckets, as I mentioned. But these are like my main add-ons that I think that everyone should at least consider obtaining. So as I said, every single add-on will be listed with name down below in the description. So hopefully this was for some help to you guys. If you ever wondered what add-ons I used, you see me use an add-on in the video and you're like, shit, what's that add-on? I'd like to get that one. Now you can. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, as I said, you learned something and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.